What's up, guys? All right, it is Friday. Today is Friday. All right, so watching RHE here. Watching RHE, it's gapping up pretty nicely overall in pre-market. We'll see if it is tradable for me, and what overall happens with this one. But it doesn't look terrible. Let me make sure the sound works well. So yeah, RHE definitely one of the ones on the main watch today. It's gapping up from 250 all the way to 440s. We'll look up the news in a little bit on this one to see what happens with it. We also have Weight Watchers here. Weight Watchers gapping up from 2030s to 2270s, and so this one looks interesting as well. I'll keep an eye on this one for a possible fade or to see if it ends up running up as well. We have ZIXI here. ZIXI gapping up to 935 from 820s. We'll see where that one goes. MARA, which is a crypto stock, and so seeing this, I'm going to assume Bitcoin is up today. Let's look. Bitcoin is up to $5,821, so $5,822. So Bitcoin is up, which is what I assumed when I see MARA gapping up and Riot on the watch list today for MARA and Riot. So interesting. We'll see where those go. FTD, a little bit cheaper of a stock. You may be interested in it. We have FNKO here. I'll probably watch this one as well. It's a small gap up. MNST gapping up some. Monster Beverage, basically Monster Energy. SHAK gapping up some here. Decent volume for this one. I'll watch this one as well. We'll look up the news as well. So AMD, like I always do. CRC, CGC, Z-Lab looks okay, gapping up some. We have FCAU, Fiat Chrysler gapping up some, Roku gapping up some, and so we got a few options today. We'll see what we get. For gap down specifically, we have FND gapping down. We have DFFN, which was a big runner yesterday. Now it's starting to come back down, but it could make a second day move for DFFN. We'll see where that one heads. RBBN gap down. ZYNE, Zine gapping down some. FTNT gapping down, and that's about it. I mean, we got a few other ones, but PLNT maybe. That's about it. The overall market itself is up some this morning. It's up some from 291 to 292.30s. So it's up about, realistically, it's up about, 17 cents or so. So it's up about 17 cents. So we'll see what happens with this. What's up, Sim? Good morning. What's up, Junior? Good morning. I'm sure they have some type of good news on those. Bamboo. But we'll see. But yeah, everybody keeps coming out telling me I look nothing like my voice. Everybody keeps telling me they pictured somebody different than what I actually look like. Apparently I sound like a 12-year-old is what my conclusion is, Apparently I sound like a 12-year-old, and it is what it is. I have a young voice, I guess. But we'll see what happens with the market today. Market had a big pullback yesterday. Kind of faked a lot of people out, I'm sure. But a big pullback here. And I really thought about putting my face on the live stream, but since everybody voted against it yesterday, I figure I'll just give the people what they want and just not put my face on here. Plus, that'll make my mornings a little bit easier anyway. But yeah, RHE looks good. We'll look up some news. Give me a 5-10 minutes. We'll start looking up news, breaking down news for some of these. What's up, Jay, Sim, Junior, Bamboo, Ashton, Dominic, Connor? Good morning, guys. Shirley, good morning. Yeah, RHE is probably the better looking stock. The daily chart, it looks. I will say this though. The daily chart for RHE looks terrible. Absolutely terrible. If you look at the daily chart, every single time this stock spikes up, it crashes back down. It fails. Every single time. Even in the last, I don't know, what is this? Even in the last 2 weeks. Even in the last 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. This is the last 2 weeks. Every single time this stock spikes up, it fails that day. And then if you go back in time for it, it's even worse. So it's just spike, fail, spike, fail, spike, fail, spike, fail. And then the daily chart just looks terrible. Look here, spike, fail, spike, fail, spike, fail. So every single time this one spikes up, it typically fails per the daily chart. And so, they say the definition of insanity is continuously doing the same thing, expecting a different result. But, I don't think that's necessarily relevant in the trading world. I think stuff can do one thing over and over and over again, and then it can just change. And so I don't know how relevant that quote is, but I'm watching RHE for sure. I'm pretty confident this one's not going to be tradable for me. Most of the time, these low floaters that spike up and fail a lot are not tradable, and so bummer, but it is what it is. But yeah, daily chart looks terrible for RHE. Just terrible. It has never followed through with the spike in the last year. Every time this thing has spiked up in the last year, it's dropped right back down. And you can look at these, for example, in the daily chart. Here, 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 here. And even in the last 2 weeks, it's done it 3 times. It's spiked and failed in the last 3 weeks. So, terrible daily chart. But we'll see. It could run, but I wouldn't hold my breath for it. We also have, what else do we have this morning? Monster Energy Drink, MNST, Monster Energy Drink. Oh, for sure, 100%, Matt. Yeah, there's no reason not to. It's all about how much it moves during those times. And so if you look at RHE, it makes big moves. The only concerning thing is the spike right now is in pre-market, and so, if you didn't trade it in pre-market, it might fail. And so that's all I'm looking at is when it spiked. And most of the time it's spiking in pre-market. It's gapping up, and then it's just kind of washing back down. Although there are some momentum plays. Like this was back in March. You got a little bit of pre-market high break action there. And let me see. Yeah, you get this pre-market high break, you get a little bit of a run over the $0.50. So there's some momentum plays on these for sure. You just got to be careful. These pull back quick. And like I said, most of the time these are gapping up in pre-market and then crashing back down after market hours. Here's another example. Gap up in pre-market, spiking a little bit at the open, and then it's just subsequently failing the rest of the day. And so that's the only thing I would be careful of. Let me look back a little bit further if I can here. Yeah, it's not necessarily always crashing back down that day, but RHE, what's up? What's up, Todd? What's up, brother? What's up, Relentless? Good morning, man. Alright, so let's see this. RHE is the one nobody can find news for. Let's look it up, see if we can find anything. Let's start breaking down some news today. Let's see. But yeah, crypto is up. Bitcoin is up. Yeah, I don't even see anything on Thinkorswim for gainers. Let me look around really quick. Let me find something. Alright, so RHE is Regional Health Properties Incorporated. And so yeah, I'm actually not seeing anything for RHE. The last thing to come out for RHE was um, was months ago. Let's see if I can look to see what's going on here. Yeah, if you could find what's going on with RHE, let me know. So what kind of stock is RHE here? That's another thing to consider is the sector. And RHE, let's look at StockTwits, see if anybody else is talking about this. Regional Health Properties Incorporated. And so yeah, guys, I'm gonna try to put those. I think Mitch said I don't know. Let me text him. I think that I'm gonna try to start uploading these courses on Sunday. Sunday's probably when I'm gonna upload and begin the mass upload of classes. Is probably gonna be on Sunday. And then we're just gonna shoot for every single day, uploading classes every single day. That's probably what I'll try for. Um, and so that's what we're shooting for. Yeah, tiny float for RHE, and so it may get some legs here. We'll see what we get. What's up, Huguetes? RHE is a real estate investment company that focuses on senior living real estate. Interesting. Honestly, my friend was talking about that business model the other day. My friend said he was curious about that type of business model and that type of real estate investment because he says a lot of the senior living places are kind of sleazy and like he doesn't like that. He wants to be like a good one. Um, I don't know. I heard my friend rant about it. Never even thought about that though. What's up, Jorge? Good morning. All right, I'll be right back, guys. I got to go help my wife load the kids up into the car to bring them to school. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I had to go let my kids in the truck so they could go to school with my wife. PVG. Like I said, crypto's up a little bit. I think Bitcoin is at. There's also FTD. I think Bitcoin is at 5,800 or so. So, big move for Bitcoin here. We got a few other ones to keep an eye on, though. Here, let me send Mitch out his link here. I don't know if my microphone's breaking or what it is. Let me check it. It is. There we go. All right, guys. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, look at X really gonna gapping up there pretty big and then falling back down. Let's start looking up some news here, huh? Did anybody ever figure out what happened to RHE? What happened to RHE? Let me get Mitch in here. AMD's up some as well. I wonder if Thinkorswim's ever going to take AMD off the hard to borrow list. Here we go. Let me get Mitch in here. But yeah, what would be all your preferred time for us to start uploading the live classes or the library? I think we're gonna start Sunday, and what would be the best time for those live classes? I seriously doubt it, Bamboo. I'm not 100% sure. But let's look up some news. Alright, I'm going to look up RHE, see if we can find anything here. But so far, don't really see much. Just sent info on the Discord. Alright, so penny stock float of 1.4 million for RHE. 1.4 million, so tiny float. 1.4 million outstanding shares. Short float of 16%. But there's no news, no catalyst for it. And this, it means it's 3 out of 5 on the supernova scale. So good potential, but most likely not a home runner. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that logic, man. No catalyst means that while it may push up, it's probably going to come back down. It might spike up, but I think it'll also come back down. I think the smarter play on these is just to wait for it to, you know, top out and then short it at the top. I think that's a wiser play. And these are the type of moves that make me wish I traded penny stocks and that I could trade some of these. But moving on. What else do we have here, guys? What else was on my list? Let me check out my list here. Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers is on my list. Big gap up for Weight Watchers. And let's see what's going on with this one. All right, so with Weight Watchers here, the best news I see for Weight Watchers came out yesterday, and it was, it was better than expected results. All right, so yesterday, Weight Watchers came out with smaller than expected Q1 losses per share, and sales just missed the estimates. The fiscal year is seen in line. And so that's the news for Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers is a smaller than expected Q1 loss per share. Fiscal year guidance is seen in line, and sales just missed their expectations. So not bad news. We'll see what happens with Weight Watchers here. Gapping up some. We also have MAXR here. MAXR, small gap. We'll see where this one heads, but I'll keep an eye on this one too for MAXR. All right, so MAXR is to receive a full insurance payout for Worldview 4 satellite loss. They accepted a $183 million claim. So yeah, they said its insurance carriers accepted their $183 million claim for the loss arising from the Worldview 4 satellite on orbit failure and have agreed to pay the company that full amount. So a big payment from MAXR. And gapping up to show it. We'll see where this one goes. It's pretty good news. I mean, that's a $183 million claim that they're going to get for that. So not bad news for MAXR. We'll see where it heads. We also have CRC gapping up some after a lot of red days, really. Very bearish trend the last week and a half maybe. And it's gapping up some now from 1870s. We'll see if it has any type of news here for CRC. All right, so they added 7.5% after a Q1 adjusted EPS and sales top estimate. So good EPS and sales for CRC. Let's see, we also have SHAK here, SHAK, which is Shake Shack, and it is gapping up from 62.90s to 67.90s. So $5 almost exactly gap up here. $4.99 gap up. And so we can look up this one as well. Positive first quarter results. EPS is in line with the street view, and revenue tops the expectations. They also raised their 2019 fiscal year revenue guidance, and so pretty good news all around for Shake Shack. We'll see where this one heads, but it's one I'll be watching as well. We also have Monster here. I'm assuming most of these are going to be from earnings and Q1 results. Monster, MNST. Yeah, Q1 results best the street expectations. Reported Q1 net income of 48 cents a share, up from 38 cents a share a year ago. So Monster, good results. We also have ZLAB. This one looks pretty interesting as well. A lot of bearish trend the last week or two, but it's pushing up some in pre-market, up from 25.70s to 27.30s. And so let's see what's going on with Z-Lab here. Z-Lab, positive first quarter results, it seems, for this one as well. So if you have anything else you want me to look at, let me know. That's basically what I see right now. I'm going to keep an eye on AMD like I always do. It's been pretty volatile lately, so I'll watch that. ZIXI moving some, but the volume's pretty low with some of these. So yeah, let me know what you guys see. RBZ a little bit as well. RBZ gapping up some. So RBZ put out something yesterday that said they demonstrated compliance with all applicable requirements on listing on NASDAQ, and listing is to be phased up to the NASDAQ global market. So apparently they gained compliance for some reason. They were out of compliance with the NASDAQ, and now they've gained it. So we'll see where that one heads as well. We'll see what we get. Right, if I agree, Bamboo. What do you think about AMD? I watch AMD almost every single day. I think AMD is volatile. It has decent volume, and it's pretty consistent. The last few days have been a little tough for AMD though, and so we'll see where it goes. It's gapping up some here, but it's been a little tricky lately. But yesterday it had a pretty big green day. It's up slightly in pre-market right now. I'm going to look for it to come back down some just because it had a pretty big green day overall. Might run into some resistance at 29s if it gets that high as well. But that's what I'm looking at specifically for AMD. For RHE, I mean, it's slowly creeping up towards this pre-market high right here. And I think if it breaks this pre-market high, it could get really interesting and start to kind of go crazy here. So that's what I'm looking at for specifically RHE, is to see if it breaks this pre-market high and continues to run. That's the big thing. A lot of times you'll see this move over the pre-market high, and then it'll come back down, find some support, and then run back up and break out like that. You'll see that happen a lot, so maybe look for that. It just depends on if it actually holds that level or not, that pre-market high at 526. Those are pretty significant levels. Honestly, the two biggest levels in a gap, in my opinion, are the pre-market high and the previous day's close. Those are two significant levels. And this one also has a pretty big level here at 4 and 4.15 or so. Probably around $4 is a little bit better though. So those are interesting levels there for AMD, and we'll see where those move. Yeah, ZIXI breaking the high of the day. I actually didn't look this one up. Let's see what's going on with this one. This one's interesting here. Let's see if ZIXI shows some type of move here. So ZIXI, which is ZIX, added 14% after quarter one sales top, but EPS misses. Adjusted EPS outlook is above the street view, so results, pretty decent. We'll see where this goes now. Alright guys, well we got 20 minutes. What's everybody's main watch today? I know mine is RHE, AMD, CGC. Gonna watch those three pretty closely here. I'm curious to see what the cannabis stocks do as well. But we'll see what we get today. Also gonna watch Shaq and Weight Watchers. I like Weight Watchers as well. Weight Watchers looks pretty good here. But like I said, guys, what is the best? Like, what time would you all prefer me to post the class every night? So, like I said, Mitch and I are going to be unloading all 70 hours or so of our day trading content and classes for free on YouTube. At this point, I'm just trying to decide what time to do the premiere for each class. I'm thinking 6 o'clock Central Time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm thinking that'll probably work the best. But I do want you all's opinion on that to see when you all would prefer the class to be posted. I think I'm going to start doing it on Sunday. And so I think I'm going to start posting them on Sunday. And so I'm just trying to figure out what time everybody would prefer to do it. I'll probably end up doing a premiere thing for it, but it'll be good. All right, RHE breaking highs. RHE breaking highs. Up to 530s. So here's the thing, right? There is I could post my videos in the morning time, but they get a lot of competition. There's a lot of competition in the morning time, and I think specifically for these classes, I think if I'm going to post one every single day, during the weekday morning, most people are trading and watching the market. And so I don't think it necessarily makes sense to post it in the morning time, because most traders are trading, and so I think the afternoon, evening makes a lot more sense. I don't know if I'm going to be able to post it on Saturday. I still have a lot of work to do. Like I said, the goal is to get one of these classes out there every single day. And so if I post it on Saturday, I'm not going to have too much time to actually edit these. And I have a lot of editing to do. And so I was planning on just today and tomorrow ordering them, putting them in order, and getting at least a week of them ready. And so after I have a week of them ready and I plan to post one every day, then I can get the next week ready during that first week and just kind of move like that to where I'm posting one every single day. And that should go on for a few months with all the content we have. Whoa, look at ZIXI, guys. ZIXI going crazy here, up to 1053. Monster push, huge push, up about $2.30 or so. Crazy move here. Up about $2.30 since yesterday. So crazy move here. Just picked up some volume too. Some volume kicked in there. Yeah, for sure, man. This one started to go crazy. And like I said, I'm still watching RHE to see if it can hold that pre-market support down here. Whoa, yeah, look at that drop. Down to $10 now for ZIXI. What's up, Cargo? What's up, Brent? It's actually GBTC. And it's gapping up some. Monster looks okay. Monster's not looking bad. Wait, what was Monsters? MSTR? No. What's up, Joe? What's up, brother? Hey, man. What's up, brother? Monster is MAXR. No, it's not. Monster is MNST. Monster looks good. Just good quarter one results for Monster here. Like I said, pre-market level looks interesting. And I'm not going to say I told you so with RHE, But this is kind of what I said might happen, which is break over the pre-market high, finding some support, and then another subsequent push. At this point, though, the big level here is 450. This level right here is the next big level for RHE to break. We'll see what we get with this. It's just kind of consolidating now. We'll see if it can pick up some volume and start to really run. But yeah, ZIXI picking up some unexpected volatility here. ZLab is also pulling back some, ZLAB. Yeah, man, I know. That's kind of the joke, scrap metal. The joke is, I'm not going to say I told you so, but I told you so is the joke. It's a common expression, at least where I live, I guess. But yeah, ZLab looking a little bit more interesting here. GE. We can look at GE. GE's honestly been surprisingly volatile lately. It's a small range, big float stock, but I mean, it's been moving some lately. Specifically at the end of March. Gapping up some here for GE. We'll see where it goes. RHE, big pullback. It couldn't hold over that pre-market high. So look at that drop for RHE. We'll see if it holds now at $5 right here, the whole dollar. No, it's all right, Ashton. I mean, honestly, brother, I think that I know it sucks, but it's something that I actually like. Looking back, I appreciate it because I used to only trade penny stocks as well, and I didn't actually start to find some consistency until I started trading different stocks. Look at this big drop though for RHE, massive drop here. There it goes. Yep, just got rejected right around the pre-market high. I tried to find some support, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I think that it's tough. I think that a lot of traders are gravitating towards penny stocks. Like I said, specifically because that's the easiest for gurus to advertise, right? It's the easiest for gurus to advertise penny stocks. Because they make these crazy percentage moves, and everybody wants to be a penny stock trader because that's what's advertised in the trading world. But I actually think trading a little bit more expensive stocks is easier, and I think that's all subjective. Easier is subjective, but I think I'm glad that it happened to me. Because I was a penny stock trader before, and I didn't start trading higher cap stocks until I got TEFs and TradeNet, and now that's all I trade. And I don't even know if I would. I mean, I want to trade penny stocks occasionally, but I still think I would probably have better results trading more expensive stocks. Just because I think they're easier to back test, they're easier to analyze, they're more consistent with their moves, a little bit more predictable, in my opinion. All right, guys, we got about 10 minutes left here. 10 minutes. About 10 minutes. Let's see what we get. What's the price range on stocks that I trade? Most of the time, my sweet spot with stocks is roughly, I'd say $10 to $30. $10 to $30. Most of the time, I'm trading cannabis stocks, microchip stocks, and tech stocks is usually what I trade, but it varies depending on what's moving in the overall market. But most of the time, cannabis, microchip, tech overall, and 10 $10 to $30 is usually my sweet spot. Sometimes I'll trade up to like 70, but most of the time 10 to 30, and that's just what works the best for me, at least. Right, for sure. I mean, if you look at the daily chart for RHE, this is what I was saying. If you look at the daily chart actually looks terrible. You know, spike, fail, spike, fail. Every time this thing spikes up, it fails. And so the daily chart actually looks pretty bad here. Now, we'll see what happens to it, but the daily chart's not looking healthy. But who knows? I mean, this thing at this point, it's up here now. And so this is one of the bigger runs. This thing is right up here now. And so this is one of the bigger runs, and it's breaking these previous highs. The next interesting level, realistically, is 470, or 570, sorry. This is the next level for it, because like I said, currently this one is right here. And so you got the whole dollar of 5. You also have 570s or so is the big point. And that's the interesting level. And if you look up here, you can see that's right where it was testing, is these highs. The highs of lifetime are right around here. And so it just got rejected there. And I think that's the interesting part of this stock is what's going to happen, around those highs. If it does start to get there, I mean, if it breaks its lifetime highs here up at 570, it could really start to run. But it could also hold as major resistance there and just get rejected, kind of like it did already. And like I said, the daily chart doesn't look great. It's not looking super healthy. But, you never really know. Like, especially when some of these penny stocks with low floats start to go on crazy runs. A lot of times they're getting pumped up. And when they're getting pumped up, you never really know when they're going to stop. And so it's best to just be safe and play them careful. All right, guys. Well, we got about 7 minutes left. 7 minutes. Let's do it. I know a lot of people watching RHE. X is starting to push up as well. Hey, appreciate the new sub. Appreciate the sub, Jaden. Welcome, brother. I know you've been here for a few days, but welcome, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, everybody hit that subscribe button. Mitch and I day trade live on stream every weekday morning. Honestly, some people post scanners all day, and that's great. And some people, record their trades and upload their trades. But Mitch and I are really some of the only people that actually trade live, and we're the only people that'll show our account balance and our actual profit and loss. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Our goal is just to be as transparent as possible, win or lose, no matter what. We're just trying to be honest with people, which I think is a very rare thing in the trading world. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, join our free public Discord. The goal for this Discord is to create a free day trading chat room. And so go check out this Discord. It's completely free and public. And like I said, you can be a part of our free day trading chat room that we're creating here. Here's the link. Check it out. There's the Discord link. Go to that Discord if you want to be a part of our free public Discord. And I mean, yeah, we're growing it. We're pulling we got like 240, 250 people in that Discord now. So I'm just trying to get it to the thousands. If we get it to the thousands on that Discord, it'll be a legitimate day trading chat room for free. It'll be a legit day trading chat room for free, and that's the goal. Hey, happy to hear that, Jaden. All right, guys, let's get everything ready here for the open. All right. Here we go. Let's do this. We got less than 5 minutes, guys. Less than 5 minutes. Somebody in the Discord has no name. How do they do that, man? They're literally the no-named person in Discord. That's some Discord wizardry right there, man. No name? Who knows? How do you do that? Anyways, ZIXI pulling all the way back to $10. But yeah, my main watches today, Weight Watchers. Monster. AMD. Shaq, SHAK. Looks interesting. Z Lab. And a few other ones. Hey, appreciate the sub. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it. Mally, Jaden. Appreciate the sub, guys. PLNT. PLNT. All right. Let me look at PLNT. But yeah, RHE, we'll see if it can run up. We'll see if it holds. We'll see what happens with it. Kind of a toss-up, in my opinion, on whether it kind of goes crazy or whether it just fails. And so I think either one's definitely a possibility here. But which one it'll do, who knows? What's up, the best? Good morning, man. All right, guys. We got about a minute and a half left. A minute and a half. I mean, that was a pretty good dip by Streep. I mean, it dropped, decent amount. I like that one. All right, guys. We got a little bit over a minute here. What's up, John? Good morning, man. What's up, Greenhorn? Good morning, brother. Let's do this. We got 1 minute, guys. Right, for sure. There's no catalyst for RHE, and so that's what you really got to be careful with. Like I said, there's no catalyst. And so those type of moves, you got to be very careful. You do not want to long-term invest in this thing at all. But it may run. It may go crazy. It could be getting pumped up here. And that's the big thing to wait for, is just to see what's going on with it, see if it's getting pumped up or not. All right, guys, 30 seconds. Let's see if we got Mitch in here yet. Nope. Yeah, I mean, it's probably just getting pumped up, Scott. Very common. It's probably just getting pumped in the market. Somebody's pumping it up. Somebody's trying to make money from it. Whether it be a chat room, whether it be the company itself, who knows. All right, guys, 5 seconds. Try to zen out here and get ready. There's the bell. All right, guys. All right, so just looking for some weakness here. We'll see what we get. Just looking for some weakness right now. Overall market is pretty bullish this morning, honestly. I didn't even notice how bullish the overall market was. So we'll see what we get. RHE pushing up here. It's at 505. Trying to break over the whole dollar of 5. Quick rejection back down. It's down to 490s, 480s. AMD dropping originally at the open as well. AMD dropping. We got PLNT dropping. CGC dropping for a split second. A lot of times these will rebound quickly though, so I wouldn't put too much weight in those right now until they start getting a little bit weaker here. Monster down. Weight Watchers is up. AMD is down. CGC is down as well. RHE dropping here. We'll see if the 450 level is significant as well. We'll see what happens there. But big drop for Weight Watchers. All right, I got you, Mitch. All right, we got Mitch here. All right, so AMD's looking interesting here. Yo, what's up, Mitch? What's up, brother? I see you. Dabbing on me, huh? Dabbing on me. Mitch is dabbing on me right now. All right, guys. Let's see. AMD's dropping big here, and so AMD I'm looking at for a fade. AMD I like it with a roughly high of the day. What's up, brother?
How's it looking?
It looks good, man. Market's dropping some. AMD looks good. The overall market is rebounding here, though, and so I think we got to be careful. Overall market is breaking highs right now, and so I think we got to be careful. Music's way too loud, brother. So, okay. SQ looks interesting here. If SQ could pull back to the VWAP here. I'm looking at AMD, though. AMD doesn't look terrible. Just because it's good risk reward. You know, my risk is about 10 cents at the high of the day at 28.35 or so. And I don't mind that. But AMD's actually got to get up there. And so that's the big thing. SPY's looking really bullish. SPY's breaking the highs here in the overall market. And so SPY's looking pretty bullish, all things considered. Yeah, SPY's starting to look good here. Look, just to show you what I mean by the SPY looking bullish. SPY pulled a washout long move this morning, a red to green move. And so it dropped originally and then spiked up, broke that high of the day right here. And now it's just up. And so I think that's interesting. We got to be careful when the market's overall bullish, though. Specifically with our short plays. Now, I'll still consider AMD, risk of... I mean, I don't hate a lot of this. Let me look to see if there's a pre-market level I can use as my risk. I could just do 30 right here. And not. I like that. We have some confirmation at 30. But I don't think we're going to get it. It may actually not pull back there, unfortunately. Shak, S-H-A-K, possible for a pullback here on S-H-A-K. Shak. I mean, this one could pull back here. We have SQ. SQ looking all right. PLNT completely filled that gap. PLNT looking weak this morning. I know somebody said they were long in that one. I hope you got out of that one. Roku down as well. So SQ, Roku, AMD, Shak here, all looking interesting for fades if we can get some pullbacks. If the VWAP can drop enough on AMD, we can use that 22 cent level right here as our risk. SPY pulling back a little bit here. What did RHE end up doing? RHE... it's kind of sideways, really. I mean, it pulled back up. It's above the VWAP now. It looks a little bit more bullish than it did 5 minutes ago, but we'll see what we get with that one as well. Say that again, Mitch. My bad. I had you muted.
No, I was looking to get into Cron at 74s, but wasn't able to get through it. It ran right through my number and I couldn't get it. I didn't want to hit it at 70 because the reward was 10 cents. So I was okay with risking maybe 6 cents getting 10 cents, but I wasn't going to do a 10 cent to 10 cent trade.
Right. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, brother, just since the music's so loud, just let me know whenever you unmute it, or let me know whenever you unmute it, and I'll unmute you real quick so you can talk. Um, so yeah, AMD. I don't hate this 22 level now. Like I said, I drew this level before. Now at this point, it's only about 10 cents. Yeah, RHE. I mean, RHE looks a little bit more bullish. The big thing about it is that it's above the VWAP now. It's above the VWAP, but like I said, I think the daily chart looked bearish. I think if RHE does end up spiking up here, the big level realistically is around 570s because 570s is the lifetime, or at least the high of the last year. Let me see if it's the lifetime high. It probably isn't the lifetime high. Yeah, the lifetime high is 12, but the last year, the high of the last year is right around 570 for RHE. And so I think that's the big level to watch is 570. Now, whether it breaks that, who knows? But that's what I would look for on that one. SQ. Oh. Oh, here. Let me. Wait, here. All right, say it again.
Looking to get short on AMAT at 44. Risk would be 44.10. Need to bounce here above VWAP, and then our game onto it.
AMAT. Let me take a look at that one. All right, so I'm looking at this point, AMD and SQ. Mitch is looking at AMAT, looking for a short on AMAT if it bounces. Looking at Shaq here, Roku, SQ. A lot of bearish action right now in the market. Plus, these are trading. The tech stocks are trending against the overall market because the overall market is up. And so that is typically decent because then if the market starts to pull back down, it might drag them down more as well, if that makes sense. It might sound a little contradicting, but that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, AMAT dropping here. So my risk would have to be a little bit worse. My risk at this point would be 15 cents or so with AMD. My reward level would be pretty big, 30 cents at least for AMD. So that's what I'm looking at, 2-to-1 risk to reward. But we'll see if it can actually get up there or not. The more the VWAP drops, the less favorable it's going to be for me. But we do have a few options, man. We have SQ, we have Roku. They're all down on the day. Shaq, SHAK. We got Kron, that's right up to the VWAP now. Kron is right up to the VWAP now. So that one looks interesting here. But yeah, the only problem with AMD now is that the risk reward just isn't as good. The risk reward is only about 30 cents right now for AMD, but it's about 19-cent risk. Reward's about 30 cents, 19-cent risk. So it's better than 1-to-1, but not by much. That's the only problem. The VWAP just dropped a little bit too much for it. Kron doesn't look bad, but this is what happened with me yesterday with Kron, is that it faked me out with this type of move. So I'm just going to stay away from Kron. I think the volume's a little bit too low for me. Now, the other ones I can look at are SQ and Roku here. Now we can get in. Yeah, my VWAP's at 40, but I like 70 as my risk, and then 40 down to 76 or 75. Looks like good risk reward there for sure. I like 75 a little bit better. Alright, might get an SQ here if the VWAP, if it can get up to 40, like I said. There's 30s, 32s, 35s. Alright, I just jumped in with 75 shares on SQ. Small share size, because like I said, I just need to take it slow, I think, with how my trading's been lately. But big risk reward. I like the risk reward in this one so far. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I've got a pretty big reward overall, and so, or a big risk level. Not big, but I've got room at the very least, and I like that 75 level. I think it's got a lot of resistance above it. And so we'll see if it holds here, but overall, tiny share size. See if it holds the $0.50, I think is the big thing. Yeah, it's just squeezing up too much. Yeah. Yep, that's what I'm waiting for. I mean, I'm only in with 75 shares, so it's a tiny share size, but it's getting a little too close for me to really enjoy it. Oh, I forgot to record. Let me start this. There's 60s, 70s. Like I said, my risk is 75. We'll see if that level holds. That's a little bit better. Um, I like that confirmation of my risk. We'll see if we get the pullback though. Not really liking the setup anymore, but I'm gonna hold it to my level and see if it works for me. But yeah, just a lot of fake outs lately in this market, honestly, with VWAP fades. Just been faking out a ton. It's 58. We'll see. Overall, though, it's a tiny loss, and so I've been keeping it pretty small with my losses. That's one of the good things. All right, so we'll see what happens here. I think this is the big push level. So, like, we want to see a wash back down, and we want to see a break under this 40 level, obviously. But, you know, it could very easily move up the other way. And so hopefully it doesn't, but we're going to give it that shot and see what we can get here. Small trade overall. Very small risk, all things considered. I'm risking like $20, $30, so we're getting some weakness on AMD. That should hopefully help. The SPY's looking weak too, so maybe that'll drag SQ down now. Big level is this $0.50 level now. This 67.50. Quick spike. Gotta be ready to get out here.
Quick spike there. Gotta be careful here.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Fades have just not been favorable for me lately. Yeah, and when in this one, if it does break that high of the day, we just gotta exit. I'm keeping it small though. That's the one silver lining here, is that I'm keeping my losses pretty small. We gotta be extremely careful right here. I'm out. I got out before that squeeze. I saw it coming. It's so lucky I got out before that squeeze, and it might just fake us out, but man, I don't know if I don't know if the market's not good for fades or I'm just being unlucky because a lot of this other stuff is faded. We got the SPY breaking down now, so that might actually be good for SQ. We'll see. But yeah, I can't say I've enjoyed trading lately. It's been super tough.
Yeah, super tough.
But like I said, I made a point about it in the video the other day. Is that that's kind of how trading is? Is that, you know, this is just my second losing week. So this is my second losing week in a row. But up until this point, I had like 6 or 7 green weeks in a row. And some of those were just straight green. And so even though it sucks that, like, yeah, losing weeks are upon us and we're in a little bit of a slump, I think that it's a normal aspect of trading, and that, you know, you just have to be able to take the losses and understand that it's not always going to be like this, and that the market is going to get better for your style of strategy. And all you can really do in that time is just take it slow, protect your account, scale down a little bit, which I've been doing. And so I think I'm approaching it the right way. What's up, Cool? What's up, brother? Market looking super weak though, honestly. Market looking very weak. And so I'm looking at AMD up here too. SPY just broke the lows here. If AMD can get up to 95, I can use a '07 as my risk for pretty tight risk reward. I like that risk right there at '07 if it can get up to 94 or so for AMD. What's up, Cool? What's up, brother? Yeah, there's the SQ move, so I'm glad I got out of it. Little shady. Look at SHAK here. SHAK. That one doesn't look bad either. Look at that fade. It's just, where's my risk? That's the only thing with SHAK. That the risk is just, hard to judge. I guess I could use 29 as my risk here. So I don't know if I'm going to get this pullback on AMD. We'll see. AMD's got to get up to 94 at least. So I usually just use major support and resistance. So, like there. That's what I'm looking at now. I just use, you can see it confirmed that area multiple times here. And then probably some in pre-market as well. Here, a little bit. And then if you look back on the previous days, it's just got some major levels here and here. And so I just look for confirmation on the chart. And then use that to ultimately judge where I want to get in. Z-Lab is back up to the VWAP here as well. But with the market spiking like this, we'll see if it's beneficial. I'm glad I got out of SQ though. SQ squeezed up to 68, so that was the right exit. And yeah, I mean, sometimes my strategy is going to work better. Sometimes it's not. And this is definitely one of those periods where I'm just seeing a lot of fake outs with it. YUMA.
Whatever you want, but you decide for me. I'm focused right now. So I need you to...
Hey, Mitch. Hey, Mitch, I got you. Oh, no, I got you muted. But I was just going to let you know I can hear you. It happens, bro. My wife will come up to me and ask me like a million things when I'm like right in the middle of the trade. And I'll be like, hey, look, come back later. Let me talk to you later about it. And not right now. And then she'll keep asking me. So it happens. All right, we got Roku here. Roku spiking up. ROKU. If I can catch it in time, I'm considering it. Risk 44. I like that for Roku. And I know the reward's good, so let's see if I can jump in here in time. I jumped in, but bad fill. Maybe rushed into it. But I'm going to use 40 or 53 as my risk or so. 53. But man, I've been getting squeezed up with fades. They've just been faking out a ton. Let me see. So yeah, I like the fact that the $half risk is above it. But I got to keep it pretty tight here. And I think I probably took too big of share size relative to what I typically trade with. And so that is something to consider as well. But yeah, just more fake outs is what I see here for Roku. I probably jumped into this one too early. But hey, like I said, I'm keeping it pretty small overall. 50, 60 buck losses on the day is pretty small, all things considered. And so I could just hold it to my risk and You know, if it's one of those tough weeks, I can accept it. All right, here's the squeeze up. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it pretty tight here, but this is acting just like SQ did when it stopped me out, and so I gotta keep it pretty tight at 50 or so as my risk. Let it test the $0.50. AMD's back up there. Yeah, AMD looked good for a fade, and that's one of the reasons I always trade AMD. I just didn't. The first fade was a little bit too unreliable for me, and so that's one of the reasons I didn't jump in that one. But yeah, fades have just been faking me out left and right. And it's one of those times where it's like I said, I mentioned it yesterday. I'll probably end up making a video about it. But times like this, for my specific strategy at least, are times where I just have to take it slow. And I have to have the discipline to not force trades. That's the hardest thing for a trader, I think. It's one of the toughest parts of trading in general, is that you got to have the discipline to not force trades when your strategy just is not working that well. You know, if your strategy isn't working that well, you got to be able to take your foot off the gas a little bit. And if you can't do that, then what's going to happen is that you're going to severely draw down your account, and everything's going to be a little bit inconsistent, you know. And so the best thing you can really do is just try to, you know, respect it if your strategy's not working well, and just respect the fact that it's one of those times where your strategy is just not as effective in the market, and that's okay, you know, and that those times are going to happen too. A strategy is not just going to continue to work day in and day out, never failing. That's just not how it goes, you know. And so one of the things you got to do is just protect your account a little bit, slowly scale down if you need to, you know, take it slow and just try to limit your trading during those times. Because at least from my experience, the way the market has been treating me is that I'll have multiple green weeks in a row. Like I said, in March, I had like 6 or 7 profitable weeks in a row. And so these last 2 weeks have been definitely much worse, and 2 losing weeks lately. But if you count up all of the green weeks versus all of the red weeks, there's far more green weeks with the VWAP fade than there are red weeks. And so the way you approach it is just to protect your account during those time periods where they're not as effective. All right, so it looks a little bit better here at least for Roku, but we'll give it time, you know. I'm going to let it work. SPY's pushing up, so it may not be as favorable. There's 16, 12s, 10s, a little bit better. Nines. I'll give it some time and let it work. Roughly break even at this point. And hopefully we get some weakness, but if not, small time trade at this point. All right, so SPY's getting pretty close to these highs here, guys. And so this is what I got to ultimately be careful of. SPY's getting really close to the highs. If the SPY starts to break these highs, a big cap stock like Roku could follow it up. And so that's the biggest thing I need to be careful with at this point. Oh, hold on. Let me unmute you, brother.
The mountains, man.
Here. Sorry, repeat half of that. My bad, man. I had you muted.
No stress. Hey, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and get on out of here. Took that big hit on Square. Just going to go ahead and and take that loss, come back, get a winning week next week. Sometimes you are going to have those losing weeks, but what is important is that we get those consecutive winning weeks, and we go on that winning cycle. We have to get that cash. We have to go ahead and try to get that capital into our account. And then when the down weeks come, you got to try to limit the losses, limit. The real key is that your winners will come back if you stick to the strategy. Now, if you don't stick to the strategy and you start going outside of the strategy, that's when you're going to start getting even bigger impacts and bigger swings in your account. That's how most traders lose their accounts, is they get away from their strategy, their system that made them the money in the first place. And that's what we're here for, guys. Trade a system, trade it every single day. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. All you do is you follow the results, stick to that system, and execute.
Yes, sir. That's it.
All right, guys. That's going to be it for today, guys. You guys take it easy, all right?
Later, brother.
Later.
All right. See, honestly, Roku right now is playing with my emotions here. Just a consolidation trend. AMD's up to the VWAP, though. If I wasn't in Roku, I might consider AMD. But, man, fades have just been tough lately, guys. They have been tough. And, like, that's all it is. And we have a few good videos on it, which is, you know, your strategy. I think traders kind of expect a strategy or trading in general to just go well all the time. And that's just not how it goes. You know, the best thing you can do is just understand that swings are going to happen. It's trading. You know, nothing is consistent. Except for your plan and your system. That should always stay consistent. But strategies don't always work. And you'll see them kind of swing back and forth between being really effective and not so effective, depending on what the overall market is doing. And so the goal as a trader is just to protect your account enough to where the bad swings, the down swings, the negative variance, when it happens, you're not drawing down your account a ton. My allergies are messing with me. All right, but like I said, Roku is just toying with my emotions right now. Somebody key the Jeopardy music. FCAU. Yeah, I'm watching FCAU. It's up to 1596. It doesn't look terrible there. Alright, so we see if Roku can break down here. I think a big level is going to be the $64 level right here. I think that's going to be the big one. That it kind of fights right here at 64 or so. Riot. Well, yeah, what's Bitcoin doing? Let's look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is at 5,831, so not super volatile right now, but it's been moving up nicely. Alright, so watch. We might get a push up on Roku. The SPY just kind of, it pulled back some, and then it spiked right back up. So we might actually get a spike back up here. Hopefully not. And hopefully it stays weak. But 13s, 12s, 11s. Let's see if it maintains some of this weakness now. There's our 5s. Like I said, I think 64 is going to be the big level, though, for this one. So I don't necessarily mind letting it test here, see if it can break 64. It looks weak. I like it now, but we'll see if it actually follows through. Breaks under 64. We get a nice push down. Biggest problem with this one is my entry. My entry is 13. I wanted to get in at 20, so that's the biggest flaw with this one, but it is what it is. Let's see if we get some weakness and an eventual break under 64. RHE fill in the gap. This is, I'm not going to say I told you so, but I told you so with RHE. You know, this is very common tale in trading world. Very common tale. This is a lot of times what happens. Quick spike up and then subsequent fail. And the daily chart looked bad for RHE too. I know a lot of people were watching it and getting hyped up on this one, but just didn't look that good and, you know, just looked kind of weak. Alright, like I said, Roku is just toying with my emotions, so I'm not going to hold this one for too much longer. I think I'm going to let it break 40 at least, but it's just kind of chopping back and forth. And the SPY's breaking highs too. That probably has something to do with it. So we'll see. Getting pretty close here to risking me out. RHE breaking lows here too. RHE is breaking lows. What's going on with it, Bamboo? What are you saying, brother? ZIXI, yeah, RHE breaking under this big support level it had at $4, and so a big break for RHE here. We'll see what happens with it. Roku looking a little bit better, but man, like I said, this one's just toying with my emotions. Let's see if it can actually break 64 eventually. That's the big thing I want it to break, is just 64. It's just consolidating here back and forth from that high and low. All right, Bamboo. Later, brother. Oh, also, guys, if you're interested in using the same broker that Mitch and I are using, go check out TradeNet. Like I've always said, I think the really positive thing about TradeNet is that it allows new traders to save some money. I think that most new traders are going to lose their first account, and it's cheaper to get a TradeNet funded account. You know, their base package, the intro package, is on sale for $3.99, and with that, you get 14K in buying power to trade with. So you can trade with 14,000 in buying power. Plus, there's no PDT rule, and so you can day trade as much as you want with no PDT rule. There is a $700 max loss, so if you go under 13,300, they close you down. But anything that's tradable is shortable, and I know a lot of traders do not have enough for margin, and I think, you know, you'll be able to short with TradeNet, and it'll give you that feeling of a funded account. Like I said, I think most new traders lose their first account anyway. I think that's just a rite of passage for new traders. And so I think it's cheaper to go the TradeNet route. Take the time, learn how to trade. Commissions are pretty cheap, all things considered as well. Like, one of the reasons I can buy 100 shares is because if I buy 100 shares, my commissions are literally $3 to $4 total for a complete round trip on TradeNet. And so it's not a bad deal. It's one of the reasons, like I say, I think it's decent for new traders. I think it's a decent option. Kind of eliminates some of that risk. It's cheaper to go with TradeNet than it is to deposit a few $1,000s into SureTrader for sure. And I think it makes sense and it's understandable for sure. And so there's the link. If you want to help support the channel, you can go to that link I just posted in the chat. And yeah, we'll see if next week is a little bit better for me. But yeah, like I said, Roku's just kind of toying with my emotions at this point. Just in this big consolidation trend, and, you know, I'm going to stay in it until it breaks over this 64.40 level, but I may eventually set a stop loss here and see what happens. Yes, this is what I'm using right now. All right, so it's getting close to my risk. It's down to 34s. There's a $700 max loss siesta. And like I said, I think if you think about it like this, right? Most new traders are going to lose their first account. Here, I'm getting pretty close to my risk. Most new traders are going to lose their first account. I'll let it go to, well, maybe not. Most new traders are going to lose their first account. And that's just the truth. Traders might not want to talk about it, but I think most new traders are going to lose their first account. And I think most traders are going to lose their TradeNet account. I think that's just the truth. I could BS everybody and say, yeah, you're going to be able to pay your mortgage next month if you just buy my $7,000 trading course. But that's just not true. And I'm not going to lie to people just so, because it benefits me. All right, I'm out of this one. It broke my highs. I'm out. But yeah, so I'm not going to BS people. I think most new traders are going to lose their first account. I think it's just the truth. I think it's just what happens in trading. Most new traders lose their first account. And so TradeNet probably makes their money because most new traders lose their first account. And so most of it's profit. And that's fine for me as long as they pay out, which I think they do. And so I think that if 90% of traders fail, that's a pretty safe bet for TradeNet. And they can effectively, pay out the traders that succeed because they're making so much on the traders that fail. And I think that makes sense. And I'm not even mad at them for that. You know what I mean? Like, that's understandable. And I also think it gives traders a cheaper option instead of depositing a few $1,000s into SureTrader. Because I think what happens with a lot of new traders is that they deposit a few $1,000s into SureTrader, they lose that, and then they're basically out of that few $1,000s. They lose that $2,000 or whatever they deposit. And so I think it's cheaper to be able to just pay for a TradeNet package and learn to trade. You're going to have cheaper commissions if you use small sizing. There's no PDT rule. You get a decent amount of buying power, and you can actually take the time to learn how to trade. Plus, it comes with a month of their chat room and a bunch of other stuff. And so there's some benefits to it. Is it good for penny stocks? No. I don't think, if you're looking to trade sold penny stocks, you're going to be disappointed because you can barely trade any penny stocks. But I think that it's a cheaper option, and I think it's a way to kind of eliminate some of that risk. Instead of depositing a few $1,000s into SureTrader or something like that, you can go to the TradeNet route. Like I said, I think most new traders are going to lose their first account no matter what. I think most traders are going to lose their first account no matter what. I think that's just a part of trading, and so I think that I think it's cheaper to lose a TradeNet funded account than it is to lose a SureTrader funded account, depending on how much you deposit. And that's why I think it makes sense. And so, there's pros and cons. Like I said, SureTrader is going to have more penny stocks available. So, like, if you're just a penny stock trader, SureTrader's probably the better option for you, honestly. And so I'm trying to be honest here. SureTrader's probably the better option if you're looking to trade penny stocks. But like I said earlier, I don't think penny stocks are necessarily the best thing for new traders. I think new traders see penny stocks and they see gurus advertise penny stocks, and so that's what they want to trade. And I think they're just way more unpredictable, and they're gonna lose quicker with penny stocks. What's up, Jay? I don't use the TradeNet chat room as much, just because, like I said, I'm here. I have kind of my own little thing going on here, so I don't use it much, but yeah, you get access to it. Laugh out loud, you just said new traders will lose their first account no matter what. I said most new traders are going to lose their first account no matter what. No matter which broker they choose, is what I mean. So, and if you disagree, that's fine. I just think if you're being honest with new traders, most of them are going to lose their first deposit. And I think that's pretty reasonable expectation. Um, is it fun? No. I think a lot of new traders have that dream of I'm gonna I'm gonna deposit $2,000 into SureTrader or TradeNet or whatever, and I'm gonna immediately start making thousands of dollars a month. I'm gonna be able to pay my bills. I'm gonna tell everybody that doubted me, I showed you so, I told you so. You know, I'm gonna pay my mortgage, and I think that's like the new trader's dream. But I think that's very unrealistic, and I think when new traders start trading, they need to be honest with themselves and understand that they will probably lose at first. And that's fine, because losing will teach them better habits, and that's necessary. You know, but I think most are going to lose. It's not a fun buzzkill to say, but it's the truth, and I think new traders need to hear the truth. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I think I'm the only one that'll really say that. You know, the reason for that is because I'm not trying to sell a $5,000 course. I'm not trying to sell any course at this point. I'm going to give my course away for free. But I think that I think that too much stuff is advertised in the trading world saying, "Do you want to make $5,000 a month next month? Buy my $7,000 trading course. Do you want to make a million? Can you turn $500 into a million in 3 weeks? Buy my trading course. It's only $7,000." You know, I think too much of that is going on in the trading world. And you'll have their defenders that'll say, "No, no, I took their course and, you know, it taught me so much and it was so worth it." But most of the time, they're just trying to convince themselves that because they've spent so much money on these courses. You know, it's kind of like, and I'm not saying all courses are bad. I think Warrior Trading probably has the better course out of most of them. I think Warrior Trading probably has the better course out of most of them. But it's kind of like pyramid schemes where people get wrapped up in a pyramid scheme, right? And no matter how much you tell them or point out the red flags, they're going to defend it. Because why are they going to continue to? They'll defend it until death. Because they've spent so much of their money and time invested into those pyramid schemes that if you tell them that it's fake, they cannot justify wasting their time, and so they will defend it until death. And that's kind of what you see with a lot of these gurus and courses, is that no matter how much time, no matter how many red flags there are, they're going to defend those till death. Absolutely. You know, I mean, it's a good dream, and I think that, like I said, I think that trading is possible, and there's going to be some outliers that do well right away. You know, that do well right away. But most people are just going to lose their first account. And that is just the inconvenient truth, is that most traders are going to lose their first account. And that's why I think, I think TradeNet kind of bridges that gap between, you're kind of going to lose your first account. Like, you're kind of going to lose your first account, but you don't really want to deposit a few $1,000s into a regular broker because you're probably going to lose it. And so I think TradeNet kind of builds that gap to where you can pay a cheaper amount, trade with a live funded account. And, if you lose it, you're not out thousands of dollars on their base package. And so that's why I think it's beneficial. Maybe I'm biased. I post links for them. And so maybe I'm biased, and do your own research. But that's my honest opinion on it. And like, I really think I would have known about it. I really wish I would have known about it when I first started. Like, do I necessarily think that if you have like a ton of money already and you're a super experienced trader, do I think TradeNet's, a good, favorable option? Not really. But I think that's not really what TradeNet's for. I think TradeNet's mostly for new traders. And I think for them, it makes a ton of sense for new traders specifically. All right. So yeah, guys, go check out our Discord. I'm probably going to close it down. I'm not going to trade anymore. Like I said, the last 2 weeks specifically have been a pretty tough trading experienced the last 2 weeks. And so I'm just going to close it down. Like I said, starting from March. Let me see. In March, I had 6 green weeks in a row, followed by 2 red weeks, followed by 2 green weeks, followed by 2 red weeks. And so, let's see. Out of the last 2 months or so, I have had, let me see, that's 6, 7, 8. I've had 4 red weeks and 8 green weeks. And that is kind of what trading is about, guys. I've had 4 red weeks, 4 losing weeks, and 8 winning weeks out of the last 2 months. And that's fine. The last 2.5 months, maybe. And that's fine. You know, that's kind of the truth in trading. My name is John. Day trader. My name is John. Alright, guys. But yeah, I'm going to close it down. Like I said, join our public Discord. Our goal for this is to create a free day trading chat room. We already have roughly 250 people here already, and we just started adding people a few weeks ago, so it's growing super quick. Like I said, we have, let me see how many people we have here. We have over 250 people at this point in our Discord, in our public Discord. And so join our public Discord. 4. Here, you want to see them? Here you go. Wait. I have 4 tickets. So yeah, we have over 250 people. If we get over 1,000 in this Discord, it can really start being a pretty beneficial public trading chat room. And so check out the Discord. There's the link right there. Join our public Discord. Help us create this free day trading chat room that we all want. And so join that Discord. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Mitch and I day trade live on stream every weekday morning. Starting at 8:15 market time, we day trade live right here on YouTube. And so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like I said, we should be uploading all of our free classes starting on Sunday, probably around 6 p.m. Central Time. And so Sunday at around 6 p.m. Central Time, we're going to start unloading all 70 hours of day trading classes that we have. 70 hours of classes. And now these classes might not be for you. You know, these classes are mostly revolve around, you know, general trading principles and the strategies and methods that we use to trade with. And so they may not be for you, but like I said, on Sunday, we're going to start uploading these 70 hours of day trading content and classes. We're going to try to upload 1 per day every single day, but it's still going to take about a few months at least to get all these classes out there. Each class is roughly an hour long. Some are longer, some are shorter than an hour. And so we're going to be uploading all of that stuff for free. And yeah, like that's our goal here. Our goal is just to create a free trading resource and community. So we're trying to build a free day trading chat, uploading all 70 hours of content for free on YouTube. And if you want to see the first few classes, I built a playlist the other day with the first 3 classes that we have in there. And so if you guys want to see that, let me find that link for those classes. Here, let me find it. Here it is. It's titled Free Day Trading Camp. Alright, let me see how to post this. Shuffle. Loop. Does anybody know how to post links for a playlist? Alright, well, here, I'm going to share the first one here. So here's the first link for our first class. Like I said, we have about 3 classes uploaded so far, but we're going to start uploading the rest on Sunday. On Sunday is when we're going to start putting the rest out there. So there's the link if you want to check out the first 3. Like I said, this is even the first 3, even just these are, it's about 120 minutes or so. So it's about 2 hours of content, the first 3. And so go check those out. And yeah, hit that subscribe button, click that like button if you want to help support the channel. And I'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend, all. I'll see you back on Monday. Hopefully the market will be better for my style of trading. But if not, like I said, I just need to scale it down, take it slow until I start seeing the market look better for me. And maybe that's what I'll probably try to take a few days off next week unless I start seeing some favorable setups and action in the market. So we'll see what happens, guys. Good luck. I'll see you all. I'll see you all then. Like I said, be on the lookout for that premiere video premiering Sunday. So thanks, guys. Good luck.